All right. Well, I hope everybody's having a great start to your Tuesday. I know I am, and I'm excited to be on here again with you. I feel like over the last week prior, I was all scattered on the morning, so I'm like really excited that I'm coming every day to you and getting to spend time with you. But the word for today, Coach sent it to me, and I love it. I love it. I love it. It's actually a word I think about a lot. It's a word I'll talk about it in a second, but the word is habit. Habit. And, you know, if you look at the definition of habit, it says a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. Okay. And the way I look at that, when I look at that definition, is sometimes in my life, all the time, I have habits that I want to create. And once I create them, I don't want to give them up. I want to keep doing those habits. They're so positive. They're so good, right? How many of you can agree with that? There's habits you can think about, It might be reading your Bible every day. It might be a health goal you've got. It might be something in work you got. It might be getting up early, like not hitting that snooze button. So habits, sometimes the good habits, you don't want to give those up. But then I've got habits I want to break. How many of you know that? The late night, I want something sweet habit. Okay, I don't know if any of you have that, but like ice cream, let me tell you, I can eat a bowl of ice cream quicker than anybody you've ever witnessed before. It's a kind of a wow factor. Like you could give me the whole tub, I could eat the whole tub, and it's unbelievable. So sometimes I have bad habits that, man, I want to get rid of. And I thought about that when I thought about the word habit. So a couple of quotes that I really, really like. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. I can get really fired up to not eat ice cream late at night. I can motivate myself, but sometimes I don't create the habit and I fall off the wagon, right? And that's what I call it a lot of times. Like, man, I fell off the wagon again. I'm back on the floor. But Sean Covey said, depending on what they are, our habits will either make us or break us. We become what we repeatedly do. And I can think back to when I was a kid growing up, as an adult, and even today, that is so true. I've had habits, positive habits, that I'm so proud I created. I'm so proud that my parents instilled those habits, in me. But then I've had habits where it's like, come on, Brent, you got to break that, man. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be a little vulnerable, okay? When I was a coach, tobacco was a habit, okay? And you might go, that is gross. It was gross. It was gross. But it was one that I did every single day when I was a coach. And when I gave up coaching, it was a mental thing that I said, I'm going to kick this habit. And it was hard. It was so hard to quit. But I knew I had to, or it was going to affect my future in a negative way. And I can say today, it's been years. I see a can of that old stuff and I don't even blink an eye. I have no craving for it. But it took a long time to get over that bad habit in my life. And so I want to take you to a place today, the 21-90 rule. Okay, I'm going to be quick as I turn it over to Coach. Think about this, 21-90 rule, okay? Let's all think about this in our life. It takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to make it a permanent lifestyle change. 21 days. Now, I want you to think about this community we're a part of this morning. In 21 days, we're still going to be coming on here every single morning, Monday through Friday, okay? Think about the accountability partners you've got right now. Now, I got a question for you. What is one habit you would like to acquire or break in your life? You don't have to say it, but I would love for you to write it down today. I would love for you to put it somewhere. I am thinking about one right now for myself. And it's actually a habit to break for me, not a habit to acquire. I need to break another bad habit. Okay? So I already got mine wrote down. I got it wrote down. And here's the thing. Let's be accountable to each other in the way of, we're coming on here Monday through Friday. Let's work the 2190 principle together. So over the next 21 days, maybe it's a habit you want to acquire, or maybe it's a habit you want to break. Whatever it is, let's do it together. Hands up, I'll do it with you. Like, I've got a habit right now in my mind. We're not going to tell this to nobody. It doesn't matter unless you want to. But I want to break a habit. And I'm going to use you, okay, as my accountability partner over the next 21 days to break that habit, and over the next 90 days to create it as a permanent thing in my life, as a permanent lifestyle change. So I'm going to end with this. It starts with your mindset, and it starts with wanting to make a change. Gandhi once said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habit becomes your values, and your values become your destiny. Thanks, Coach, so much for the word for today.
Well, thank you. Listen, and I love the 2190, but I've got to share a book with everybody that I'm reading right now. It's called Atomic Habits. And I've got so much information today that I'm going to be scattered. I'm going to be very brief, but I'm going to try to give you just some nuggets of some stuff that I'm reading out of this book. James Clear, he's one of our contacts here, and he actually sent this in to us. And but it is Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results, Atomic Habits. But this just hits the nail on the head with what all Coach has done such a brilliant job of sharing with us. And I'm scooting around because I've got notepads and books and everything out on this table this morning. So, changing our habits is very challenging. I mean, we all know that. Hey, I see Rick, you got it. Okay. Changing our habits, it's challenging for a couple of reasons, but we're going to really kind of talk about one. We try to change the wrong things, and we try to change our habits the wrong way. I learned something just from last night reading and this morning preparing, that I'm thinking, you know what? I've never heard this put this way. So I love that kind of stuff. So I am probably scattered as a old hen out here this morning, but I'm going to hopefully throw several things at you that'll stick. Our first mistake is that we try to change the wrong thing. Now, Rick, if you and Jane have probably read this book, and this is going to resonate with you guys very well. And you have to read it 3 or 4 or 5 times what you're doing for it to stick. But when it does, man, it's powerful. There's 3 levels of behavior change. The first one is just changing your outcomes. The second level is changing our process. And the third level is changing our identity. So the outcomes are about what we get. The processes are about what we do. And identity is about what we believe. And I kept thinking about those 3 areas, and I thought, gosh, I don't know if I can, where is this going? Well, you have the outcome-based habits and the identity-based habits. All right, I'm going to just simply read to you the 2 differences. With outcome-based habits, the focus is on what you want to achieve. With identity-based habits, the focus is on who you wish to become. I mean, I don't know if you've thought about this, and one of the examples that I thought that they did a really good job in this book on was a couple of people were standing in a crowd of people, and where it was a bunch of cigarette smoking going on. I've smoked before. I used to do it a lot in college. I thought that I had to be cool to do that. But when both of them were offered a cigarette, the one that believed that they were something else, let me read this back to you. Sounds like a reasonable, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. I'm sorry. He said, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. Sound like a reasonable response, but this person still believes they're a smoker. The second person just simply said, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. And there had been a previous smokers in their life. So they had already, that habit had already formed with them. So this whole thing was just absolutely mesmerizing to me in how, talking about your habits and how to change things. And it just brought me back in, it grounded me on, you know, we talk about goals all the time. But I think that we have to not only look at setting goals, we have to look inwardly at our habits that we have created. And if we truly want to change them, we'll change our outlook on so many different things. I know that was scary. There is so much information in this book about habits that is very enlightening. And I challenge you to get this book, Atomic Habits. Rick and Jane, I know y'all probably have read it cover to cover. I haven't got through it, but it is a very powerful book. It brings some things out in front of you. So again, habits are tough. And I think Brent covered it as well as anybody. It's just, we all have terrible, terrible habits, but how we perceive ourselves or how we're going to change. We have to change what is in here and make changes inside as well. So I had a lot of stuff thrown all over the place, but anyway, that's it.
Well, no, thank you for that. And Atomic Habit, I've never read the book. And matter of fact, as we close today, I want to give away a copy, Atomic Habit. Okay. And I know Andrea's listening in, so we'll find out who. So right now in the chats, if you will, I know we all like to play. So let's just type habit in the chats right here, and I'll give it just a second. Somebody's going to win the book. Habit is the word to type in, and we'll go with it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'll let Andrea Rosser come on and let us know who the winner is.
All righty. The winner is Billy Grady.
Billy.
Not Billy. All right. Billy. Andrea is so happy riding beside you that you're getting the book on Atomic Habit, right? She's like, yeah, there's a couple I've been wanting him to work on. I'm kidding. Got to have fun. So, great job, Billy. We'll be sending that your way. If you could message Andrea. I know you got Andrea's number. Give her your address. We'll be sending that book over to you. Coach, I want to leave you with something. This person, I'm not going to mention their name, okay? And I know we're out of time, but I think it's very important talking about community, okay? And just how special this group is. Coach, they actually sent this to me and you. You haven't received it, but this person said, I'm always on the coach's corner every morning. Thank you both for doing this every day. I feel so motivated and happy when I start my morning with y'all. Thank you and Myra and the rest of the team. I tried to message, well, never mind. She was saying she tried to message you. But today the conversation was so good. I could relate so much. I just had to say, I quit a great full-time job at the age of 57. Just needed a chance and more challenge, different atmosphere. After 29 years, I was scared. But it was one of the best things I've ever did. I joined another company, very different, fast-paced, good opportunity, but I was much older than most of my coworkers, even the bosses. But I worked hard. I learned. I tried new skills, and I loved it. I was there. So they finish up by saying, thanks for bringing out all the feelings and memories. Y'all really motivate me. And I just want to say, it's not about me and Coach Myra, but at the end of the day, we all have a story. We all can communicate with people. We all can start a community. And when like-minded people get together, we inspire each other. And so that message inspired me. For the person that sent it, you know who you are. And I promise you it inspired Coach Myra. And thank you for taking the time to write up that message and send it. So we love you so much, and we thank you for being on here every morning. I just wanted to share that with you, with everybody on here this morning. So thank you guys.
Hey, also, we got to give Dwight a shout out real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Dwight had something big happen yesterday, and I don't even see him on here today.
Dwight is on here. I see him, Coach.
Okay, I don't see him for whatever reason. But
So
anyway,
Dwight,
congratulations, Dwight.
big shout out to Dwight. Dwight has been working hard. Doesn't matter what it is, but he's been working hard. And yesterday he had a breakthrough, and that's what it's all about, right? Coach said it the other day. It's finding ways to get through. You know, we live in a world today where retreat is something that is the norm. You know, if you don't like the way it's going, take your ball and go to another field. But not Dwight. He said, I'm going to have a breakthrough, and yesterday he did. Congratulations, Dwight. And, guys, we love you. I know we're out of time. Thanks, Coach Myra Miles, as always. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you.
Thank y'all. Love you.